Hello, now the bills are in and I thought what I'd do in this video is tell you how much private surgery costs in the UK. So let's get on with it. Roll titles! Hello, my name is Kip Hakes. Welcome along to this video. Now, that's right, I've had all these bills in and they are for all my private surgery that I had on my back. Now, for those of you who don't know, I had a bulging disc on my back that was basically pressing on one of my nerves, or several of my nerves, and causing me immense amounts of pain and also making me lose feeling in my left leg. And basically, I was told by my consultant that it needed to be repaired urgently or else I could lose function of my lower half, which is obviously less than ideal. So I was on the NHS waiting list, which currently in this area is over a year for this surgery. Now, I couldn't really afford to wait a year because I quite like being able to walk and go to the toilet when I want to. So the only option was to go down the private route. And yeah, it makes for quite interesting reading. So I thought what I'd do in this video today is go through all of those costs and explain them to you. And then if you're in a position like I am, you'll know how much these things cost, because in the UK, we just don't really understand how much medical care costs because we don't have to pay for it. We have the NHS and that's amazing. But obviously it's free and it's overstretched and understaffed and underfunded and it can't cope. So yeah, let's have a look at all these bills and we'll work out how much it all costs in the end. So first up, we've got my outpatient consultation and treatment charge, and that was with my consultant. That was the very first time I saw him when I could hardly walk and was in a lot of pain, and that cost £210. I think I saw him for about half an hour, I think. So, you know, that's pretty good work if you can get it. So yeah, my first consultation with my consultant was £210. Right, next up, I needed a fresh MRI scan because I had an MRI scan on the NHS. It wasn't readily available to my private consultant, so I needed a new MRI scan. And a private MRI scan cost £502. That's actually a bit cheaper than I thought it would be. But that's still a lot of money for laying in a tube for half an hour and someone looking at the results. And then as a follow-up to that, I needed to see the consultant again so he could talk to me about what he'd found and just how bad the situation was. I actually did a video explaining all of that, and I'll put it up in the corner, whichever corner it is. But yeah, he showed me my MRI results and explained just how grave the situation was. And that cost £160 for my second consultation. Now, before I had to go into hospital, I needed a pre-op check, and that's basically where they took some bloods. I had to do a wee in a cup, and they took all my vitals and went through all the medication I was taking. And I must admit that was very, very thorough, and it actually cost a bargain, £143.16. And yeah, I've got to say with that, like, actually throughout the whole process, everyone has been wonderful and very kind and very nice, and I've never felt rushed, and I've been able to ask lots of questions throughout the whole process. And yeah, the nurse who did that was really, really lovely, and that was £143.16. Okay, so we're getting into the surgery now, and the cost of my anaesthetist was £330. So I was in surgery for about an hour, and I saw him briefly before the surgery and again the day after surgery, and that cost £330. Okay, so this is my consultant's time during the surgery and performing the operation on me, and that cost a nice around £900. Yikes. Okay, so this is the biggest bill of the lot. So this is for my 3-day, 2-night stay in hospital before and after the procedure. So obviously if I'd have stayed in hospital for longer, it would have cost more. And obviously this includes all the nursing care, food that I had, and the room that I was in, and basically all the dressings and everything that I had, and I guess all the medication that I had. And that cost £5,844. Wow. And then the last bill so far, I think I'm due to get a bill from going for my physiotherapy after surgery. I haven't had that through yet, so this might not be a final cost. I'm not entirely sure. This was seeing my consultant after the surgery a couple of weeks later, where he checked the wound and just made sure I was doing okay, and we had a bit of a follow-up, and that was £160. So that is a grand total of £8,249.16. No, I tell a lie, there was something else. When I was discharged from hospital, I was given some extra dressings for my wound, and I think some antibiotics, and also some pain relief. Now, for some reason, I had to pay separately for the pain relief tablets. I can't remember what they were. I'll put it on the screen. But I had to pay for a box of those, and that cost me £9.45 for a box of tablets. So we've got a slightly revised grand total of £8,258.61. That's mad, isn't it? That is mad. That's a lot of money. I mean, admittedly, it's not as much money as I thought it would be. I was expecting it to be around about £10,000. That's sort of what I had in my mind that it would cost. So it is a little bit under my budget, but I must admit that was just me guessing and sort of thinking, yeah, that sounds like a reasonable figure. So it is under my estimation, but it is still a lot of money. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I cannot afford that. I cannot pay that. Yeah, I just don't have £8,000 to pay that. So to pay that, I would have to take out a loan or get a credit card with a very high limit to pay that bill. But I don't have to pay that bill. Well, actually, that's a lie. I do have to pay some of that bill. But the total cost to me is £100. Now, the reason it's that low is because I've got private medical insurance, which I'm actually on Vicky's cover from her work. She gets private medical insurance as a perk of her job. That is all paid for. All paid for. Not a penny I have to pay, apart from my £100 excess. So all that literally life-changing surgery has cost me £100, which is pretty mad. Now, I realise this video is in no way showing off or giving it the big un. In any other circumstances, I could have not afforded to pay that without substantial financial hardship. And I feel very, very lucky that I'm in a position where I've got insurance that will pay for that, and I don't need to worry. And I know there are thousands or millions of people who can't do that. And that's quite scary, really, because I knew that if I didn't have the surgery, one foul move of my back could mean I could lose function. So when you think about it, £8,000-ish for literally life-changing surgery is a small price to pay. But to many people, it's not at all. So yeah. But something I've learned is that is the cost to the insurance company. There was a bit of a system glitch, and basically I disappeared off the AXA system. So for some reason they thought I didn't have insurance. So the bill for the ANAESTHETIST actually went unpaid, and I got sent the bill because they were like, well, AXA says you're not insured, so you've got to pay the bill. And my ANAESTHETIST bill to AXA was £330, And I think the bill to me as a private individual was £460. So clearly, because these people and hospitals work with AXA, they probably get a reduced rate. So my initial figure of £10,000 could be about right if I was actually paying for it and it wasn't going through the insurance company. And that is mad, absolutely mad. But I suppose a good thing about me having the surgery this route means my space in the waiting list queue is now gone and someone else can take it and someone else will be moved up the queue. Now, I don't imagine that will make too much difference, but who knows, it could help someone. So as a result of the surgery, I'm fixed, I'm much better. There have been a few sort of moments where I've had little twinges in my back, and coming off the medication that I've been having isn't fun, but I'm fixed, and within a couple more months I'll be completely back to normal. I'm still taking it very easy, I'm not lifting anything heavy, I'm resting as much as I can, and I'm doing more walking and things like that. But yeah, it's sorted, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm just really lucky. So yeah, there's a lot of money that AXA will be paying out to all these various people and organisations, but the total cost to me is just £100. And also, that excess isn't per claim. So if something happens again within the next year, I don't need to pay another excess. That's covered. So if there is a problem, or God forbid something else happens, I don't have to pay any more until October next year. So that's great. So yeah, that is how much it all costs. Mental, isn't it? Well, there you go. I think that's going to be like the last back-related update, unless something horrible happened. But yeah, thank you everyone for being part of this journey with me. I've had so many people in my comments and messaging me and telling me their stories, and some of them are really horrific and depressing, and I do realise how lucky I am to be cured. Well, anyway, this is my first video since Christmas, so I hope you've all had a wonderful Christmas, and 2023 means that I'll be able to get out and be out and about a bit more and film outside of these four walls and hopefully bring you some wonderful content. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how all that goes. So yeah, I hope you have a really good New Year's Eve, and I'll see you on the other side. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, but for now, it's game over.